Hey up, how's it going? The last YouTube video about the screens, I missed out the panels on the either side of the crane, so I thought I'd go through them. Liccons absolutely going mental at the minute. Nothing to worry about. It's just because we've unplugged we're piped down at the moment. However, the wind's picked up, so because we've managed to pipe down before the weather got too bad, and we've done everything we can on the floor. We just need the crane now, the rigging crane, to start splitting sections, but it really is bad weather today. The wind is horrendous, so it's just throwing a fit because we've unplugged the electrics that go from the catted reel to the root. So the crane, theoretically, because I've still got the luffer code in, the computer thinks it's on luffer, but it's not getting any signals to it, so it's throwing a fit. So it's nothing to worry about. But yeah, I thought I'd just take you through the panels. Should be a short video. If you run most Libers, have these panels on them now. They're very generic. There's a couple little things on the heavies that they've got different to the smaller ones. But yeah, we'll go through and we'll start with the right screen. Joysticks as well. You've got your eco mode and your rabbit for your hoist, and if you hold it, we'll bring up the screen for all your speeds. As you can see, we run everything on 100 because the 750 is far too slow, so you need everything on 100, but I run everything on 100 anyway. I did find out actually, after I did that video before, someone dropped it in the comments that eco mode I was on about, if you want to knock it into eco mode, if you hold the right button in, it'll automatically knock it into eco mode. I didn't know that until I found out after I watched the video. So yeah, it's still a pain in the arse. Like, the front one's to knock your clickers on and off, and obviously the horn blows the crane up. So yeah, the right side panel, very straightforward. If you press F1, it should, but it's not doing it now, bring up the rigger screen so you can do all your riggers and everything, drop your riggers. We tend to use it when we're packing the crane away. Once we get it into a boom down position near enough, we can lift the riggers before we put the boom in the rest, and I can be putting the feet away and stuff while Neil's booming the rest of the way down. The F4 changes that. First of all, F2, that knocks the engine off. It's pretty self-explanatory. F3 is your winches, so you can activate. So winch 2, we haven't actually got a winch 2 on our crane. It's just a concrete block that corresponds to the weight of what the winch would be if it was in. The reason for that is because the Wendy house is 23 ton, and it has to weigh 23 ton because it is part of the ballast. So not having winch 2 in it, you need a concrete block in there that's the same weight equivalent as winch 2, so your Wendy house still weighs 23 ton. So yeah, that's all your winches. Winch 3 is still unlocked at the moment because we've got the luffer. The bridle's still on, so that'll be deactivated once the bridle's back in the stowage position, if you can see that there. Be a better angle. But yeah, that's all. There's only three winches on this crane. Crawlers tend to have a lot more. Let me just turn that beeping off because that's very annoying. So yeah, an F4 changes what your sticks do, basically what the joysticks do. So at the minute we've got on the right joystick, we've got boom up and boom down. Now if we go to the left joystick on the panel, at the moment we've got this stick, if we push it down or forward or back, controls the luffer. Now you can change that, so you can lock your boom off, press F4, and that'll change now. So that's saying winch 2, but we haven't got a winch 2 because there's an X in it and we haven't got it unlocked. And if you press F4 again, notice that now changes to the luffer symbol. So you can luff up and luff down by doing the conventional boom up, boom down motion. However, you haven't got control of your boom now. You can only control your luffer. Now, old school way of doing it, like what my dad used to talk about, would be on the 500 you just boom back to 85 degrees, and then you just switch your luffer over to the right stick, and the deflection shouldn't matter. It shouldn't take you out of, you get a working radius anyway because you've got a floating tower. But how I like to work it is have the luffer on the left and the boom on the right, just because there is that much deflection when you're on luffer with a 750 that you'll find yourself having to, if you want to keep in that 84 degree window, when you're picking up big weight up, you'll find that your radius will be increasing, your boom angle will be increasing, and you're still picking weight up, and it will get to a point where you eventually have to boom up, luff up, but you have to hoist down as well. You're booming up, luffing up and hoisting down until you get your jib angle and your luffer a bit more stable, if you will. Not stable, but you're keeping that radius. That radius will increase a hell of a lot even when you're luffing up, just luffing up on its own or hoisting up and luffing up. So you tend to have to use both your boom angle and your luffer, and then hoist down to keep your radius, because it really is, the deflection is absolutely wild. So that's why we keep it on that. Plus, I don't actually mind it on the left stick. It can take a while to get used to, but if you run crawlers, they normally have the whip line on the left stick, and that's another thing of using the hoist on your left stick while you're slewing as well. So we've got the obviously heater. That's all self-explanatory stuff, don't really need to go into much detail. This is your light screen. Now, you've got a good thing about the levers is you can have it pointing where you want it to point, or you can put it on follow the load, and the lights will actually follow the hook block up to a certain height anyway. It won't go fully all the way to the top, and then when you come down as well, the lights will follow it down to the floor. So that's a neat little trick. That's for your slew brake, automatic slew brake. That's always on, to be honest. And LMB, lift more bollocks. Don't actually know, I don't actually know what LMB stands for. All I know is use it to get you out of a tricky spot, but it kind of allows you to override the crane to yeah, basically. But we tend not to use that for obvious reasons, but it's to get you out of a tricky spot. And that's for your monkey winch, so you can have it in paying out, and you hold it, press F4 on your right panel, and that'll put it into auto tension. So when you're pulling hoist rope out, you'll pull all the slack in. Once you've got it tight on the hoist rope, put it in auto, it'll set it to a certain amount of tension, so it'll pay off the hoist drum, and you won't end up with a spaghetti of hoist rope all over the thing, all over the decking. That's a neat feature. Didn't have it on the 500s. It's not a new thing, it's on most of the heavy cranes now, the newer ones, but you didn't have it on the 5. You had to use a button, press it and then hoist down, and just you had to control the hoist speed basically, and make sure it didn't go too slack. But yeah, just a short video going through the panels, to be honest. And you've got the same side, you've got the same on the left screen for your hair button and your clicker and your horn and your speeds and everything. So yeah, like I say, there's the crane at the moment in the laid down position. Yeah, it's just the wind is absolutely wild. But yeah, I appreciate the comment actually about someone asking to go through these, so I thought, yeah, why not, let's do it. Not sure if there'll be a video Friday because we'll be traveling and stuff like that, so if it's not Friday, I will try and get one out next week if I can, unless I roll this one out on Friday, not sure yet. We have got HSB test coming up for the insurance, 6 monthly. We've got to rig it on 16 falls, Yankee reeved, so it'll be back reeved on the hook block. So I think I will do a video on that, because there was a lot of people on the Instagram post that I put on that was intrigued in how we did it. So I think when we put it on 16 falls in the yard, I will get a video up about that 100%. But yeah, short and sweet. Hope everyone has a good week. And we've got a Discord now. I've been putting the invite links on my Instagram. It's basically for, I'm trying to set it up so operators from around the world all have a chat, bit of banter, what we operate, what we do, just general interest. Like, if you're an operator, get involved, or you work in the lifting industry, you're an AP rigger, that sort of thing, because eventually I'm going to try and open a channel up for help, tips and tricks, that kind of thing. It's mainly, my idea for it was for the older, more experienced people to give the new people that are coming into the industry pointers and tips and just advice, basically, a bit of help. We're trialing it, we'll see how it's going to go, but yeah, the link will be on my Instagram. But yeah, thanks again for watching. You've all been legends. Drop it in the comments what you want to see, because the suggestions so far have been brilliant. Anyways, I'll see thee.